Welcome to Bollywood Deep Dive from IndiaReview.com, your daily Bollywood news. Let's get into it. Let's do it. We have to start with the biggest cinematic universe that is currently taking over every single conversation. I am, of course, talking about Nag Ashwin's Kalki 289880. Of course, the film has landed, the dust is settling, and now all eyes are on the sequel, specifically on who might be joining the cast. And the name on everyone's lips is Alia Bhatt. The speculation is running wild, especially after, well, let's just say after Deepika Padukone's character arc in the first film. Exactly. We're not giving away spoilers, but it leaves a very interesting vacuum. And then Alia posts the trailer for her new film, Alpha. And who gives it a big shout out on social media? Prabhas himself. The timing is just, it's exquisite. It's either the most perfectly coordinated PR move in history, or it's a genuine coincidence that is fueling the fire like nothing else. I mean, she didn't just post the trailer. She reportedly put up a very cryptic story that seemed to hint at it, and the internet did what the internet does best. It connected the dots. Whether the dots are actually there to be connected remains to be seen. But it makes so much sense. We've seen how these massive pan-Indian films are built. You bring in talent from across industries to create that nationwide appeal. Bringing someone of Alia Bhatt's stature into a universe this big for the sequel feels like a very logical next step. It does, and it's kind of exciting to think about. Plus, it ties directly into her new film, Alpha, which is generating its own considerable buzz. The advanced bookings have opened, and it's already selling tickets in its limited initial run. It's a spy film, co-starring Shah Rukh. This is part of that larger spy universe that has been so incredibly successful. So you have Alia potentially joining the Kalki universe while already being a major player in the spy universe. She's collecting universes like they're infinity stones. It's incredible. It really is. And it speaks to a much larger trend we're seeing. The headlines are full of it. 2026 is shaping up to be the year of action cinema. Oh, absolutely. It's not just Alia and Shah Rukh in Alpha. The big one everyone is waiting for is Shah Rukh Khan's next big action spectacle. After the monumental success he's had, he's doubling down on the genre that brought him back to the very top. It's a smart move. The audience has shown a massive appetite for well-made, high-octane action films with a strong emotional core. It's the formula that works. You've got him, you've got this new female-led spy film. The action landscape is getting really diverse and exciting. And speaking of massive scale and excitement, we have an update from another titan of Indian cinema, S.S. Rajamouli. Yes, he was in Paris for a masterclass, which is just amazing in itself, and he gave an update on his next magnum opus, tentatively titled Varanasi, the one starring Mahesh Babu and Priyanka Chopra. Just saying that combination of names feels epic. It really does. He confirmed they have about 80 days of shooting left, which in Rajamouli terms could mean anything from 6 months to 2 years. Right. He said it's only smaller scenes that are left. For him, a smaller scene probably involves a cast of 500 extras, 3 elephants, and a historical monument being recreated brick by brick. You are not wrong. The man does not think small, but that's why we love him. The anticipation for what he's going to do with Mahesh Babu and Priyanka Chopra is just off the charts. Every little tidbit of information feels like a major event. It does. And it's a reminder of the sheer dedication that goes into these projects, which, funnily enough, brings us to a bit of an industry-wide conversation that's been happening lately about work ethic and on-set culture. Yes, the great working hours debate. It's been fascinating to watch. It kicked off with some comments from Deepika Padukone about her preference for an 8-hour shift, and it spiraled into this huge discussion. And now, filmmaker Rajkumar Hirani has chimed in, but from a different perspective. Right, he was talking about filming Sanju and lauded Ranveer Kapoor for his dedication, saying Ranveer would sometimes come to set at 3 a.m. for prosthetic work and never complained. He framed it as actors understanding the importance of the process. And look, neither perspective is wrong. It's just different. A film like Sanju with its heavy prosthetics has completely different demands from, say, a contemporary drama. And an actor who is also a producer might have a different view on efficiency than an actor who is purely focused on their performance. Absolutely. It's not a one-size-fits-all industry. You have these massive, sprawling productions like a Rajamouli film where the logistics are mind-boggling, and then you have smaller, more contained shoots. The idea that there should be one single standard for dedication is a bit simplistic. It really is. It's also about what works for the individual. Some people thrive on that intense, all-in, 18-hour day energy. Others do their best work when they have a more structured, balanced schedule that allows them to decompress and recharge. And both can result in incredible performances. I think the conversation is important, but it gets tricky when it becomes about comparing one actor's process to another's and passing judgment.
Exactly. Let's just celebrate that we have dedicated artists making great films, regardless of whether they got to set at 3 a.m. or a very sensible 9 a.m. I'll take a sensible 9 a.m. any day of the week. Now, speaking of actors with a legendary work ethic, we have to talk about the man who never stops, Akshay Kumar. The man is a machine. He has another hit on his hands with Welcome to the Jungle. The worldwide box office has crossed 119 crore in just 5 days. It's already surpassed Bade Mian Chote Mia and is now his 6th highest post-pandemic grosser.
That's amazing.
And it feels like we were just talking about its release. Oh wait, we were. It was last week. It's true. And in the time it's taken for that film to become a hit, he's already lined up his next 9 projects, probably?
At least. The big news is that the legendary director Priyadarshan has confirmed he's moved on from the much-discussed Hera Fairy 3 and is instead doing his 9th film with Akshay Kumar, a comedy thriller, no less. It's their signature genre. I feel like this is a collaboration that fans will be far more excited about than another sequel, honestly. There's a magic to their combination. There really is. It's a creative partnership that has given us some of the most memorable comedies. And it's set to begin filming in December, so we can probably expect it in theaters by, April of next year?
Given Akshay's speed, probably. They'll have it shot, edited, and promoted by then. It's also interesting to note that Welcome to the Jungle was one of several recent films to use the paid preview strategy.
Yes, releasing the film a day early for paid shows to build buzz. It worked for Durandar the Revenge, it worked for Booth Bangla, and now it's worked for this. It seems to be a trend that's here to stay. It's a smart way to get word of mouth going before the official opening day.
It is. It turns the audience into your first wave of marketing. It's a confident move.
It is. And confidence is something celebrities need when dealing with another major aspect of their lives, the paparazzi. This has been a huge topic of conversation this week.
A huge topic. Saif Ali Khan made a very strong statement, essentially saying that the constant presence of photographers erodes the mystique of being a star, and that his life was perfectly fine without them. He's always been quite candid about his desire for personal boundaries.
And he's not alone. There was a video of Neha Dhupia losing her cool with photographers for taking back shots of her. She was very clear, saying that kind of disrespect won't be tolerated anymore.
Good for her. There seems to be a growing collective pushback from celebrities. They're drawing a line and saying, this far and no further. The culture has become so invasive, and it feels like the tide might be turning a little.
It's a difficult balance, isn't it? Because on the one hand, they are public figures, but on the other, they're human beings who deserve privacy and respect.
And then you have the other side of that coin. A video of Preeti Zinta at the airport went viral because a security officer asked her to remove her sunglasses for the check, just like any other passenger, and the internet applauded the officer for no special treatment.
It's that constant push and pull. The public wants access, but they also want stars to be just like them. They want the glamour, but they also want the humility. It must be an impossible line to walk.
Absolutely impossible. You're celebrated for being larger than life and then criticized if you seem to expect any accommodation for it.
It's a tough gig. And speaking of someone who is no stranger to navigating public scrutiny, let's talk about Kangana Ranaut. There have been a few stories about her this week.
It wouldn't be a week in Bollywood without it. First, there's this bizarre story about her fake age becoming a talking point again. Apparently, there's a discrepancy of a year or 2.
Honestly, of all the things to focus on, this feels so petty. Who cares? It's been a recurring thing in the industry for decades with many actors. It seems like such a non-issue.
I agree. It feels like a distraction. More substantively, there's news about Queen 2. The celebrated Marathi actor Subodh Bhave has been cast opposite her in the sequel. That's fantastic casting.
That is brilliant casting. He's a powerhouse actor. That alone makes me very interested in what they're planning for the sequel to such an iconic film.
Me too. And on the television front, after hosting the first season, Kangana is set to make a special comeback to the reality show Lock Up 2, but this time in a new role, as the Janta Ki Awaaz, or the voice of the people.
Oh, that's an interesting twist. So she'll be joining the new hosts Farah Khan and Ritesh Deshmukh for a special appearance. It keeps her connected to a franchise she was instrumental in launching. She's always keeping things interesting.
She certainly is.
And since you mentioned the wonderful Subodh Bhave, let's take a moment to shine a light on Marathi cinema, which is having a fantastic year.
Yes, please do. The film Gabat Kunt has been performing so well at the box office. It's an adventure suspense thriller, and it's on the verge of becoming the 5th highest-grossing Marathi film of 2026.
That is so wonderful to see. The regional industries are producing such incredible, diverse content, and it's fantastic when they get that commercial success and recognition. It proves that a great story can come from anywhere and find its audience.
It really does. And while we celebrate the successes, we also have to mark a very sad loss in the world of Marathi arts and culture. The legendary theater director and actor Vijaya Mehta passed away at the age of 92. Such a profound loss.
She was an absolute institution. Fondly known as Bai, her contribution to Indian theater, and by extension cinema, is immeasurable. She shaped generations of actors and storytellers. Anupam Kher wrote a beautiful tribute to her.
She truly was a titan. Her work laid the foundation for so much of what we see today. It's a moment to pause and be grateful for the legacy she leaves behind.
Absolutely. Her influence will be felt for a very, very long time.
From legacies to potential future legacies, we have to touch on the perennial, the eternal, the ultimate Bollywood question.
Don't say it.
I'm gonna say it. Is it happening? Will Shah Rukh Khan and Amir Khan ever work together in a movie?
It's the will they, won't they of our time.
What did Amir say now? He gave a very diplomatic, charming answer, as he always does. He didn't say no. He just said the right script hasn't come along, which is what they've both been saying for approximately 25 years. I've decided I don't want it to happen anymore. The anticipation is more fun. The reality could never live up to the decades of fantasy casting we've all done in our heads. That is a very wise take. Let the dream remain a dream. It's more powerful that way.
Exactly. All right, let's run through a few other interesting headlines that caught our eye. Samantha Ruth Prabhu has a massive hit with Ma Inti Bengaram, which has become the highest-earning women-led Telugu film.
Fantastic. And she gave a great interview where she talked about wanting cinema to stop reducing women to just being a spectacle for a song or a dance. She's always been so articulate about the need for better roles.
She really has. And she's proving with her own choices that there is a huge audience for those stories.
On a more nostalgic note, there was a 25-year reunion for the cast and crew of Lagan.
Oh, I saw the video. Amir Khan and Gracie Singh recreated one of their scenes from the film, and it was just goosebumps. It was so lovely to see them together again. Fans were absolutely thrilled. It's one of those films that just holds such a special place in everyone's hearts. It feels like it was released yesterday, not a quarter of a century ago.
I know, don't say that. It makes me feel ancient.
Sorry. Okay, another interesting bit of news. Director Imtiaz Ali has been reacting to the success of his film Main Vapas Aunga.
I loved what he said. He said, the audience is also saying Main Vapas Aunga to the theaters. That's such a lovely way to put it. It feels like after a few rocky years, people are genuinely excited to be back in cinemas for the right film.
It really does. But with new film announcements, sometimes comes controversy. Ajay Devgan's next film, titled Chauhan, has already drawn criticism from the Kshatriya Parishad, who are alleging a misuse of Rajput identity.
Oh dear, that happened fast. It seems like filmmakers have to be so careful with historical and cultural depictions these days. It's a minefield.
It certainly is. On a lighter note, for fans of the crime drama series Ashram, there's good news. Season 4 is set to begin filming in mid-August, with Bobby Deol returning as the enigmatic Baba Nirala. That show has been such a huge success for him. It really tapped into something. People are completely gripped by that story. And finally, in the Mark Your Calendars for the Distant Future category, Ayushmann Khurrana has a new film announced. It's called Mupapa.
What a title. I'm already in.
Right? It's described as a genre-defying film, and it's slated for release on February 19th, 2027.
2027. Okay, well, I'll put a pin in that. It's good to have things to look forward to.
Always. And on that forward-looking note, I think that just about covers the big stories for today. It's been a week of big announcements, big debates, and big box office numbers.
Never a dull moment. From sequels in the cosmos to thrillers on the ground, there is so much happening.
Absolutely. What a time to be a movie lover. Couldn't agree more. Headlines to heartbeats tuck. You've been listening to Bollywood Deep Dive from IndiaReview.com. Come back tomorrow. Namaste.